What's up, guys? Welcome to today's tutorial, and Vicky Melody here once again. Happy New Year, because this is the first video for the year. We've been going through a lot of stuff in Nigeria currently. Our country is kind of messed up a little bit, but we're surviving. I have to show you there's a new project I worked on yesterday, and I actually loved the mix, and it was very simple and straightforward. So I'm going to show you guys how I mixed the vocal from a good artist. His name is Isaac. So you'll be hearing what he sounds like in a bit. So I'll show you what he sounds like before and after. So let's head straight into the system. Okay, so this is the project. It was just a simple cover, and I will just show you what it sounds like before and after. So you guys sit back and watch. I'll show you what I did in the process, and quite simple. So this is what it sounds like before.
No, I said I wanna start, I never stop, but I stopped. That single was a bop, but it flopped, I couldn't drop. Now I'm back inside the studio, I'm still on the plot. Nobody got it off it, so I'm back on the run. Look, no, they underpriced, yeah. Niggas wanna spite me. Every little thing I do, they good advice. Where I'm running all the last round, trying to ship the ground. So my mom and dad smile, and I knew I got it right. This nigga said they never dropped me.
Okay, and this is how it sounds with the mixing and a little mastering I did directly on the project. So this is how it sounds like.
No, I said I wanna start, I never stopped, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but it flopped, I couldn't drop. Now I'm back inside the studio, I'm twisting all the plot. Nobody got it off it, so I'm back on the run. Look, no, they underpriced, yeah. Niggas wanna spite me. Every little thing I do, they good advice. Where I'm running all the last ground, trying to shake the ground. So my mom and dad smile, and I knew I got it right. This nigga said the label dropped me, bro, I just signed up. I've been taking losses, and this one I never talk about. Dealing with the flashbacks, Tunchy on my phone, and he telling me stay calm, cause we on a different route now. I'm stacking bands and the new papers. Love to the tribe, been working on some new records. I paid off all of my debts and I'm now regretted. You see the chain on the neck like a gold medal, I'm a little better. Next to blow likely, I'm in my 20s, you should talk to me nicely. Top boy Zeke in the building, he don't miss. Now I'ma make them eat every word, so don't trip.
Yo, so that was what I did there. So I'm going to show you what I did there. So I'm going to take it off one by one and then bring them in again, so you hear what I did on the track. Okay, so this is the first thing I did. This is Cubase. You can do it anywhere, but I prefer using Cubase for my vocals. So the first thing I did was, Cubase had this new Cubase from Cubase 10. So they have their channel strip that comes. So what I did was, normally it comes this way, but I had to make the strip come before my insert. I want the strip to work before my inserts, my plugins I inserted work. So I don't want, normally by default, the insert comes, then the strip comes second. Understand? And this is the channel strip where you have your gates, your EQ, compressor, saturation, I think DSR, stuff like that, saturation limiter, and the rest of that. So, but I wanted my strip to come first, because there were two things I did on the strip. I did EQing and compression on the strip, and I wanted it to come first before my plugin start to activate. So I had to now move channel strip to insert position. That's to move it before. So I moved it down there. So the first thing I did was an equalization, an EQ. You can actually move. The sweet thing about this is you can move your strip and position them in any place you want. So the first thing I did was EQ. So for me to see this EQ very well, I had to click on the equalizer. Understand? So this is the EQ, where I will see the EQ. So only thing I did there was to cut out the lows that I didn't need for his vocal. So I cut around 100 hertz. That was the only thing I did there. So coming back, then after I now added a compressor, just a normal. It has 3 compressors on this strip: the tube, the standard, the tube, and the vintage. But I just used the standard. I didn't want any coloring or any stuff on the vocal. I just used the standard. So for me to, you can work it like this, but I like to enlarge the stuff so I could see what I was doing. So I gave it like.
No, I said I wanna start, I never stopped, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but
So I was going for like barely minus 3 dB of gain reduction, just not so much of a ratio, 2:1 or stuff like that. Then I wasn't going crazy because I knew I was still going to compress later. I just wanted the vocal to be um, up in a way. But normally, when I record like full tracks, this one is just a cover. But when I record like a track for some of an artist, I usually plug in a compressor and record through the compressor before it comes into my DAW. So if you want to see how I achieve that in the DAW, because I don't have any physical, just like they do it in the bigger studios where they have a board, a compressor board where they plug in their stuff and record. But then there's a way I do it with the system. So if you want me to do that kind of that video, just drop it on the comment section, drop a like on this video, subscribe. You understand? So I will be motivated. I know that yeah, if you guys want me to do those kind of stuff, then I'll do them. So then after that, that was all I did for the strip. Then I went straight to my insert, and the first thing I did on the insert was to add my favorite compressor, my CLA2A. Understand? My CLA2A, and I left the analog on just for extra warmth. Understand? Around 60 hertz. Then
No one said I wanna start, I never stopped, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I couldn't drop. Now I'm back inside the studio, I'm twisting all the plot.
you guys already know where the compressor does. But if you're new here, you've not seen our compression video, do well to watch it at the card or in the description, because I will link any video I talk about, I'll put in the description. Do well to check out other videos on the channels too, because there are loads of educative stuff that are here. So after the compression, I brought in my favorite EQ, my Fab filter, and as you can see on my meter here, this is just the noise added by my CLA2A. This analog I left on here this is what it's adding. It's adding frequencies from 100 to like 20k. Just what is it called? It's not an audible noise, but it adds weight beneath your vocal. You don't hear it, but it's felt. That was just what I did there. Then on the EQ, I cut off the lows up to like 110, cut off 180, cut off for more in-depth tutorials, you can watch this video here if you've not seen it. You understand? Or you watch it on the comments on the description. I cut off this frequency. Let me solo.
No one said I was a bop. But single was
Then I did a little bit of boost on the 8K region.
last single was a bop, but he flopped, I couldn't drop. Now I'm back inside the studio, I'm twisting all the plot. No.
So that was that. Then I brought in my DSR because I've already boosted the highs. So the highs are going to get crazy loud when S's and T's come. So I just had to bring that in.
No one said I wanna start, I never stopped, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I
The next thing I brought in was a saturator plugin. This is a default plugin in Cubase, Magneto, just to saturate and add. You know what saturation is? So saturation just adds extra harmonic frequencies to your existing frequency, just to make the frequencies a little bit more full. Understand? But if you add excess, it becomes distortion. So that was just all.
No one said I wanna start, I never stopped, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I couldn't.
And I think lastly, I added my last, because after everything I do, I always put an EQ at the last for final surgical corrections. But then the only thing I saw was this frequency, this 180.
Stopped.
I had to take it down a little bit, and that was all I did for that. Then I came to my sends. This is my favorite. You guys already have seen me use this reverb so much. Uh, I sent it to my rival.
No one said I wanna start, I never stop, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I couldn't drop. Now I'm back inside the studio,
Then I brought in my delay.
No one said I wanna start, I never stop.
And I used the H delay from Waves. And that was pretty much it. So that was how we got to this point. So for the master, let me quickly show you guys how, because this is how it sounds after the mix.
No one said I wanna start, I never stop, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I could.
With the little mastering I did at the end.
No one said I wanna start, I never stop, but I stopped.
Mastering goes further than what I did here, but I just did it for the sake of it was a cover, and I wasn't going to stress myself so much, but I was still trying to make it sound as best as possible as it could. So the first thing I added on the master box was an EQ, because I already did the mix correctly, so I wouldn't be doing much on my master. I just wanted to have it loud enough and clean enough. So I took down this frequency. It was clashing in my ears when I listened, and I boosted a little bit of 10K, where happiness frequency, that's what I call them, the excitement frequency. I just boosted, that was all I did there. Then I brought in my burst compression, just to make everything glued together so it won't have so much dynamics, but we don't compress to kill the dynamics. Understand? So
No one said I wanna start, I never stop, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I couldn't drop. Now I'm back inside
getting like -3 of gain reduction, and then I added my limiter.
No one said I wanna start, I never stop, but I stopped. Last single was a bop, but he flopped, I couldn't drop.
And I used my modern for the modern style. Normally, if it's an afrobeat or a groovy song, I would go for dynamic. I just left it there and it sounded good enough. But if it was like a really, really professional record, I would do saturation, do a lot of stuff on the master. I also did a mastering video for those the only people who could watch the video are those who subscribed to our channel and joined, and those who have joined to watch our private videos. It just costs a little just to support the channel. And also, if you're interested in getting our vocal mixing preset pack, also see this video, and or you message me on Instagram or anywhere on my WhatsApp, then I will get it over to you at a very, very, very giveaway price. So that's the way you support the channel, and then we keep dishing out important knowledge for every one of us to grow. So see you guys next time, and remain creative. It's Melody says so. Bye bye.